ഗുഡ് മോർണിംഗ് കേരളം ഇനി അതിഥികളിലേക്ക് പോവുകയാണ്. വളരെ സ്പെഷ്യലായ രണ്ട് പേരാണ് ഇന്ന് ഗുഡ് മോർണിംഗ് കേരളത്തിൽ അതിഥികളായി എത്തിയിരിക്കുന്നത്. ആയുർവേദ, യോഗ, വേദാന്ത, ജ്യോതിഷം ഇതൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ മലയാളികൾക്ക് വളരെ ഫെമിലിയർ ആയിട്ടുള്ള, വളരെ അടുപ്പമുള്ള അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വളരെ അറിയാവുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങളാണ്. ഇത് വെസ്റ്റേൺ നാടുകളിൽ പ്രചരിപ്പിക്കുന്ന രണ്ട് പേർ, പണ്ഡിറ്റ് വാമദേവ ശാസ്ത്രി, അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഭാര്യ ശാംഭവി, ഇവർ രണ്ടുപേരുമാണ് ഇന്ന് ഗുഡ് മോർണിംഗ് കേരളത്തിൽ അതിഥികളായി എത്തിയിരിക്കുന്നത്. പ്രേക്ഷകർ ഒരല്പം ശ്രദ്ധയോടുകൂടി ഇരിക്കണമെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. മലയാളം രണ്ടുപേർക്കും വശമില്ല, രണ്ടുപേരും അമേരിക്കൻ പൗരത്വം ഉള്ളവരാണ്. നമുക്കവരെ സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യാം. എങ്ങനെയാണ് വെസ്റ്റേൺ നാടുകൾ ഈ ആചാരങ്ങൾ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മുടെ ഈ വേദാന്ത അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ജ്യോതിഷ ഇതൊക്കെ അവര് എങ്ങനെയാണ് കൈകാര്യം ചെയ്യുന്നത്, അവരിലേക്ക് ഇതൊക്കെ എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഇവർ എത്തിക്കുന്നത്, അതിനെക്കുറിച്ചൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് ചോദിച്ചറിയാം. വെൽക്കം two of you to the show.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Welcome.
So,
good morning.
You can say even some words in Malayalam, can you?
No, unfortunately. Shambhavi can speak Hindi, but Malayalam.
Okay. So, two are from Western nations and you are preaching, you are practicing and you are taking classes there in Vedanta, astrology, Vedas and Ayurveda, yoga and all.
Yes.
How could you come interest in these all areas?
Starting from a young age, learning Sanskrit, working with great gurus, coming to India, and particularly M.P. Pandit of the Aurobindo Ashram was very central to getting my work started in India. And then we started publishing and working in schools in America and eventually now all over the world.
So, according to our history or our Puranas, we are into, or our younger ages are also into Sanskrit knowledge, or they will be knowing very familiarly about Vedas or Sanskrit culture or Ayurveda, or what is the importance of yoga. Now, Indians or our people are into that. And according to Western people, they are having some fast life. They are believing in more allopathy treatments or more scientific things. And how could you teach them about the importance of these things, or about yoga or about Ayurveda? How could you teach them, or what is the method of teaching them?
Well, first of all, these subjects are popular in the West. There are many millions of Westerners who practice yoga. Many are also taking up Ayurveda. Many follow gurus from India. Many chant Vedic mantras. And many have taken up Sanskrit names. Everybody wants inner peace, happiness, and well-being, and we all want to go back to nature and connect to our deeper awareness, particularly in this age of ecology. So people in the West also can be tired of all the stress and anxiety and stimulation, and they also want something beyond the outer world of the senses. And when they do that, they begin to look to India, they begin to seek to practice meditation.
The first name to their mind is India, no?
Yes, India and all the great teachings and gurus that come out of India. And so many have gone to the West. We now have a large Indian community in the West, temples in most of the cities in the West. And we have yoga centers in almost every corner of the country, every block. And there is a great interest in natural healing, natural living, and Ayurveda is now recognized as one of the most important systems of mind, body, medicine worldwide.
Okay, ma'am, coming to you, Shambhavi ma'am, how could you accompany him, or what is your method of teaching? I think you are doing sadhanas and all. What, according to him, what he said is there are millions of them are into Vedas. They are chanting mantras. They are having some sadhana treatments and all for their wellness and peace. So, how could you treat them? How could you learn them all these methods of doing sadhana, doing yoga, doing pranayama and all? So how is your method of treating them?
See, there is a deep awareness in the West as well today, because basically everyone is seeking happiness and well-being and harmony in the inner and the outer life. And I think India has the answers, because our philosophy is one of harmony, peace, and well-being. And so we teach them how to bring in the sacred into their lives through cultivating a sadhana, which is simple rituals, prayer, meditation, mantra. And we see that people are very, very committed once they take up the sadhana. So I think basically, no matter where one is in the world, one does want that harmony and that peace and that well-being which all our ancient traditions in India, be it Vedanta, be it Shakti Sadhana, be it Ayurveda, Jyotisha. I think these are the ways to really inculcate this world peace and harmony.
Basic thing is world peace and harmony. All are interested in that, but nobody has time to spend for sadhana or this Vedanta or this studying about astrology, knowing about Vedas, yoga and all. So the first and the foremost priority or importance should be given to make them understand that these are all for harmony and peace. So are you teaching children, or are your works among the students or their colleges or schools? Are they interested?
Well, we have a broad-based teaching. We work with a lot of schools and groups in not only in North America, South America, Europe, and India. We're involved with teaching on a very practical level, Ayurvedic medicine, Raja Yoga, Vedic astrology, how to learn these subjects. So we usually aim at an audience that's a little bit more sophisticated because we're aimed more at training teachers. But at the same time, we do have teachings and practices for everyone. Ayurveda is about total well-being for everyone, so it brings teachings that everybody can bring into their daily life, from the food to eat, to the herbs, to the exercise, to the mantra, to the meditation. We try to cover the whole range of practical Vedic living for not only world peace, but inner peace, and for helping us go beyond the limitations of our human karma.
Ma'am, how could these sadhana have been preached to them? What all items will you teach them? How was their opinion? How was their following of this sadhana?
See, we have these Yoga Shakti retreats around the world.
What
where
is it?
we these are retreats where we have people from all over the world, including India. And during the retreats, we actually explain to them all the Gyan at a very simplistic level that you can take back home and practice.
Can you do a small one just for our audience? Can you show us a very simple method?
Well, the meditations, of course, are, extensive, and we teach them even the pranayam. We also teach them the yogasana early in the morning. But the meditation and the mantra yoga is what we really emphasize more.
Okay.
Because that is really what helps to change the vibrations of the being. And the essence of our ancient teachings is that when we change our vibrations to be in sync with the cosmic vibrations, only then is there going to be harmony. So when I begin my practice at a daily level, and when I share it with everyone else, then it's everyone harmonizing their energies with the cosmic energies.
That
so
is
it's a long
process.
I have a simple practice for you right now.
Yeah.
We always, in Vedic thought, worship the Agni, or the fire. It's very important, first of all, to connect with and visualize the Agni in your own heart. The Agni in the Hridaya, or the spiritual heart that the Vedas and Upanishads talk about. So one of the simplest things to do every day is to light that flame, not outwardly, but in your own heart, and learn to merge your mind into the flame of Agni. In the heart, you can use the mantra Om, you can use whatever bija mantra you want to draw that energy into the heart. If you draw the mind into the heart, then all problems will disappear.
So,
all cares will vanish, but you have to be wholehearted, consecrated, dedicated, recognize that sacred divinity. Within the heart, Agni is the basis of Shiva, Shakti.
Yes.
All of these are manifestations of that divine light. So light the light inside your own heart every day and share that with everyone you work with.
Sir, let me translate it for our audience. അദ്ദേഹം പറഞ്ഞു വെച്ച കാര്യം ഇതാണ്, അതായത് ഏറ്റവും സിമ്പിൾ ആയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് എല്ലാ ദിവസവും ചെയ്യാവുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യം, ഒരു വെളിച്ചം, ആ ലൈറ്റ്. നമ്മളെല്ലാവരും അഗ്നിയെ പ്രാർത്ഥിക്കുന്നവരാണ്. ആ അഗ്നി നമ്മുടെ ഉള്ളിലേക്ക് ആദ്യം എടുക്കുന്നു എന്ന് നമ്മൾ മനസ്സുകൊണ്ട് എല്ലാ ദിവസവും ഉണർന്ന ഉടനെ ആ അഗ്നി നമ്മുടെ ഉള്ളിലേക്ക് എടുക്കുന്നു എന്ന് നമ്മൾ മനസ്സിൽ കരുതുക. എന്നിട്ട് ആ അഗ്നിയുടെ ശക്തി ഏത് മന്ത്രമാണോ നമുക്കറിയുന്ന ആ മന്ത്രപ്രകാരം നമ്മുടെ ഉള്ളിൽ നിറയ്ക്കുക. അതിനുശേഷം ആ ദിവസം മുഴുവനും ആ ശക്തി മറ്റുള്ളവരിലേക്ക് പകരാൻ ശ്രമിക്കുക. ഇതാണ് അവരുടെ ഒരു സിമ്പിൾ മെത്തേഡ് എന്നാണ് അദ്ദേഹം ഇപ്പോൾ പറഞ്ഞു വെച്ചത്. മേ ബി അവർ ഓഡിയൻസ് വിൽ ബി ഡൂയിങ് ഇറ്റ്. മെനി ഓഫ് ദ people are doing it in Kerala. So let me ask you, what ma'am said is harmony between cosmic energy and a person.
Yes.
It is the basic thing in Ayurveda also, in their treatments also. What they are doing is they study us to return to the nature. Yes. So how could this nature be created to the people there in America, or how could you came to teach them that a nature is there for your betterment, for your long life, for your peace, your harmony and all? How could you teach them
Well,
about nature?
first of all, people in America actually live closer to nature than people in India because the nature is much more vast, there's much more open land, people are into ecology.
Okay.
So it's actually easy to draw people into nature. But what we have to do is teach them that there is a consciousness, a sacred nature, a divinity behind the world of nature. And that's where the meditation, the mantra, the Vedic teachings help us. But you take any person into nature where there's the ocean, the water, the sky, give them some peace, some silence, some inner encouragement, and any person can begin to experience a higher awareness. So we try to bring that in for people, and we also try to then teach them the basics, the basic teachings, you know, the gunas, the elements, the doshas, the koshas, so they can understand how we as human beings are part of nature, how nature works inside of us, and how we can balance and harmonize and integrate our own individual nature with the greater cosmic nature, the greater universe as a whole.
From David Frohle, you became a Vedanta Vamadeva Shastri, Pandit Vamadeva Shastri. So first of all, how could that interest come in you, and you came to India to study about Ayurveda, to study about our Vedas, our yoga, our Sanskrit language, our tradition, our history? Why that interest in you, being an American, how that interest come in you?
Well, it's very difficult to say, but when I studied the teachings and philosophies of the world at a young age, I found the Vedanta made the most sense. I also studied Buddhism, Taoism, Sufism, other teachings, and many connections between them. But I found the Vedanta made the most sense. Then coming into contact with the teachings of the modern Indian gurus, Sri Aurobindo, Anandamoy Ma, Ramana Maharshi, and then meeting their teachers, meeting their disciples living and teaching today, was very transformative, because then you have the living link with the tradition. And then after learning the Sanskrit language, then understanding, see, Vedas are not foreign. Agni is everywhere. Agni is the fire on the earth. Agni is the digestive
It's
fire.
universal.
Agni is the eyes. Agni is the self. Agni is the divine light. It's a universal language of nature. So once we understand that, it's a language of nature as a spiritual power, not just as a mundane outer nature. So somehow I drew that inspiration. And in my work, I went to the Rig Veda first through Aurobindo's work. And because I had the foundation on Rig Veda and Vedas, then Ayurveda and Jyotish and other factors I could understand in that context, because they're all working with the same energy. That same divine light in the Vedas, that same divine light is within us, that same divine light is the basis of prana, it is the basis of consciousness, it is the basis of all that we do and are.
You have running some institutions there also to preach all these things. So people coming into that institutions, they will be having a full dedicated sessions there in sadhana, in doing pranayamas and all. So according to them, this is a treatment for happiness only, or wellness. So how could you give that wellness or happiness through sadhana, or what is the method of giving that mantras or chanting mantras, or method of doing that things to the people coming over there in a complete dedication?
You want to talk about the institute?
Okay. Well, essentially, we have different levels of training. We also have through internet, through distance learning, so that people are prepared. We have more than 30 publications in India. We also work then with certain retreats and certain special locations. So then we create a setting in which people become immersed in a sadhana on a daily basis. They stay with us for 1 week, 2 weeks, their daily classes, and that whole sharing, satsang, daily participation, particularly in a natural setting or in a spiritual setting near the temples.
It's have a root. It's having a root.
Has to be part of your life. It has to be
You
a
have
whole
been
life.
author of 40 books, more than 40 books. So through these books, what did you preach to the world?
Well, the books are trying to teach people on a practical level how to learn and practice these Vedic teachings. We have systematic books on Ayurveda, whether it's treatment of disease, whether it's herbs, psychology, books on yoga, meditation, mantra, Vedantic philosophy, and the Dharmic principles, how to live the Dharmic life, and also an understanding of the Vedic tradition, its place in the world. We believe in the antiquity of the Vedas. We believe that the Vedas are actually rooted in South India. They're not something that comes just from the north or they come from the outside.
Right.
So we're promoting this whole idea of Vedic education and trying to teach people to become Vedic educators, Vedic counselors, Vedic teachers in various ways, because it is a universal Dharma. It is upholding everyone, and it's a very necessary Dharma today in the global age, because the Vedas have a vast vision that integrates the entire universe, the cosmic consciousness, all living beings, all of nature is not just simply limited to one human community or another. So we believe in promoting that Vedic heritage and bringing people into a Vedic life.
Last but not least, ma'am, you are into Kerala now. How do you feel our God's own country?
It's always amazing. I've traveled here before, and nature is the strong point here, because that is the Shakti. When we understand Shakti, it's about Mahaprakriti and Bhudevi. So that pulsating energy one can experience in Kerala. Very beautiful. And even the work that they're doing in Ayurveda. In fact, we are working closely with a company which is Kerala Ayurveda, and we are also helping in not only the healing aspect but also the education aspect. And I think this place, as you say, holds the Shakti and is God's own country.
Okay, it's our pleasure, it's our luck that we came to you all to know about our Vedas. How is it influencing the people in Western side, and also you're doing a very fabulous job. May God bless you. All the very best for all your ventures. Thank you very much for coming here and having some words with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
ഗുഡ് മോർണിംഗ് കേരളം വീണ്ടും ഒരു ഇടവേളയിലേക്ക് പോവുകയാണ്. ശേഷം വാർത്തകളിലേക്ക്.